the number one thing that I always say is Kevin, because I'm such a huge fan of him. He's so talented, and getting the opportunity to work with him was like such a cool thing for me. And then they sent me the script, and I was like, and this is like a killer part. So I mean, it just was the jackpot. It really was, and I'm so thankful to be part of it. No, I never read the books. I wasn't even, I'd never really even done a supernatural or genre type show before, so this was really very new for me, but in that same vein, it was exciting to be challenged in that way. I think for the pilot's sake, you have to sort of set up that storyline, and the audience has to understand who this girl is and why she's been thrown into this world, and how a normal person would really react to this kind of situation. But as far as the series is concerned, I think that you'll see, she has to embrace this world. It's her destiny, and it's within her whether she wants it or not. And you'll definitely get to see her kick it up a notch. I think the biggest strength that she is actually unaware of is her emotions. You'll sort of see as the series goes on, she learns to harness her energy through her emotions, which is scary because that can sometimes be uncontrollable. And but that's her main source. That's what fuels her fire. Struggle between in Cassie's mind initially is her mother ran from this, so why would she embrace it? It doesn't make sense, but it's all she has left to hold on to of her mom, of her life, of her family. It's all she knows of herself, and as a 16-year-old girl, you don't know who you are anyway. So when you're being told, when you're reading a letter from your mom saying that this is your destiny, find the circle, and they will protect you, it's all you have, and I think for her at least, it's about trying to figure out who she is in this moment, and how the woman that she's going to be. I mean, it's truly a coming of age story in its finest, and I think that it's a definitive choice that she ultimately makes to embrace the power. I think I'm not sure. I mean, it's kind of a visionary question, but I mean, there's definitely elements of that. You will see that it's not like for 5-year-olds by any means, but it's got some light and fun and edge to it. But at the same time, it can get very dark and eerie and creepy, and I think that they're just going to try and play with those levels as much as possible. I mean, I think that you'll see, there's the struggle of there's these feelings between Adam and Cassie, and it's the struggle of, it's very much Romeo and Juliet. They're meant to be together, but they never will be. It's sort of that idea and dynamic, and I think Cassie has so much on her plate from the pilot going into the series that it'll be one of those things that she tries to put on the back burner because there's so many other things that you're dealing with, but then you'll learn shortly after, that it's one of those things you can't run from, and you'll see that throughout the series. Like I said, I've never really worked with this genre of supernatural. That whole thing is so foreign to me, and that was the first scene that we shot in the pilot, and they were using like a stick to bring up one drop in our hand, and I'm like, I'm supposed to react to this like this is normal, and Thomas is like, yeah, go with it. I'm like, okay. So I mean, it's such a learning curve for me and a process, but I'm, like I said, I'm trying to embrace it and just challenge myself with that. But it was a really cool scene to film, and it looked so beautiful. I think they're sort of skewing away from initially bringing up the past, and they're going to deal with the present right now. But I mean, I'm totally interested in finding out, about Cassie's dad and about what happened with their parents and why all these people died and what their power actually means. Well, it's hard to say. I don't get a lot of insight as far as that goes, but I mean, just from speaking with them, I think that she's going to learn how to control her power, and with that, you'll get to see all these different things that will come into play, and I think that the magic world will expand for sure. That scene, I mean, you can ask poor Phoebe, who had to be out there for the entire day, but but that scene was dreadful, and we didn't have to act one bit because it was miserable, and we were tired and cold. It was like 5 a.m. and we're like barreling through rain, like these rain towers, and there's wind blowers and we can't see, and we're like crying because our eyes are like bleeding, but it was fun.
There was a pleas for it to stop as real. It was coming from a real place.
It's like, please stop, get me out of here. By the end of it, it was like, I never want to do a rain scene again. He's so detailed with everything that he wants. I mean, he's got such a creative vision for these projects, and to see him so passionate about our project is so sweet because it's like, oh, you actually care. This isn't just something you're sticking your name on. Like, he has been in every meeting, every tone note, every wardrobe fitting. Like, he has approved everything. So just to have him as that sort of, backbone of our show has put a lot of confidence in us as actors and as a show to really do him proud.